Hey everyone, it is Neil and Tomas from neilpoint.com, and we are back with our second reaction video to our new series of the Eurovision 2024 entries. Today we're going to be reacting to Spain's entry. They picked Zorra by Nebulossa, and I'm very excited to see what Spain is offering, especially after last year. So let's get into it.
This is already camp. I love it.
Ya sé que soy solo una zorra, que mi pasado te devora.
The crowd is just loving this from the get-go, singing along.
La incomprendida, la de piedra. Ya sé que no soy quien tú quieres. Entiendo que te desespere, pero esta es mi naturaleza.
This is the campest thing I've seen all Benidorm Fest. And we had that topless man.
Solo era cuestión de tiempo. Voy a salir a la calle a gritar lo que siento a los cuatro vientos. Si salgo sola soy la zorra.
I like this visual though. It's very Moulin Rouge.
Yeah. Ooh, audience participation.
Yeah. She is adorable.
Oh my god!
No se valora ni un segundo. Estoy en un buen momento.
Is this why it starts so late in Spain?
I was gonna say, isn't this a family show?
Estoy en un buen momento, reconstruida por dentro. Y esa zorra que tanto temía se fue empoderando y ahora es una zorra de postal, a la que ya no le va mal, a la que todo le da igual, la vida me sigue total. Soy una zorra de postal. Yo soy una mujer real, y si me pongo visceral, de zorra pasaré a chacal, te habrás metido en un cárcel. Soy una zorra de postal. Estoy en un buen
Spain knows their audience.
Gay men.
Voy a salir a la calle a gritar lo que siento a los cuatro vientos. Estoy en un buen momento, reconstruida por dentro. Y esa zorra que tanto temía se fue empoderando y ahora es una zorra de postal.
I enjoyed that. I very much enjoyed that. Woo! Mi caliente.
No, that was the other song.
True. Yes.
Didn't win.
Didn't win. But there was only 2 votes between it and the televote.
That is insane.
Yeah.
That is insane. How many people voted in Spain though? Not a lot, I imagine.
Not a lot, because I think it was €2 a vote. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
I think it's pricey. However, that is Zorra by Nebulossa, our winner from Benidorm Fest. Wow, that's a performance and a half. I love the visual. I love the beat. I love everything that's going on. The only thing that I need to be a little bit stronger is the vocal, and I know how important the vocal is. But I don't care. It's fun. She's adorable, and I will protect her with my life. That's my opinion.
I do agree on the vocal though. I was missing a bit of energy from her, and it might have been the vocal that was a problem. There was nothing wrong with her vocals, like on her part. It was just the volume. It was a bit too low, I felt, because she doesn't have a very high-pitched voice, right? She's got a bit of a lower register. And I felt like, okay, that could use a bit more energy, because everything else is so camp and everything else is so, outspoken and so in your face. I was kind of wanting a little bit more from that. As for the song, look, I had other favorites in Benidorm Fest this year. I would have gone with Angie. I really, really love that song. I reacted to this one though, because I did semifinal 1 on our blog. It's a fun song. I like the song in general. I think last night I was just a bit gutted that Angie didn't win. And I kind of thought that if it wasn't going to be Angie, it was going to be San Pedro. Not that I wanted him to go, but I sort of thought it's going to be one of those two. And then Nebulossa wins, and I was like, huh, what happened? I've gotten over it, though. It's a fun performance, like you said. I like the whole Moulin Rouge themed staging. I like the dancers who basically just have their naked butts on stage, which is always a good plus. They look good. I think I read somewhere that it's her daughter that's doing the drums on stage, and is it her husband or something?
I thought it was her husband, but
yeah,
I didn't realize it's a full family affair.
I read it somewhere. Of course, I read it on Twitter, so not the most trustworthy source, but that's what I had. She is adorable. She really sells it, even though she's quite static on stage. She quite sells the song. The crowd was loving her. The only thing that I'm thinking of is I don't know how much we're going to hear the crowd sing along at Eurovision. I feel like they sort of amped up the volume of the crowd a little bit in this performance because it's sort of made for it just added a little something to the performance, I think, hearing the song being sung along by the crowd. I don't know if they're going to be able to do that at Eurovision.
Well, we had the May Mother effect last year. Now it's a very similar situation, or a bit more of a low voice, definitely the local love in the arena that she had there, and you can really hear the crowd. Obviously, we know didn't work out the best for May on the night, but that hasn't stopped it from becoming a legendary Eurovision entry, especially for the UK. Let's be honest, we've, shut out a few really bad entries over the last few years, and we're coming back. To me, it's not always about the placement. I know a lot of people only want things that they think can win. Sometimes I think we just need a good variety of different genres, and this gives us something different. This is fun. We need fun because otherwise we're just going to get ballad after ballad after ballad after ballad. We need stuff like this to keep us entertained. But that doesn't mean it won't do well either. I don't know. This is one of the ones I don't know how it'll do because it's so out there. I will see it struggle with the jury, especially if the vocal doesn't improve. But I'm not sure with the telly vote. It may get the public going. But this is the thing, we never know. We've all expected San Marino with Flowrider to smash the televote in 2021 and did not.
No.
And that, so we don't know what's ever going to happen. We don't pretend to know what's ever going to happen. But it'll be interesting to see how this goes. I do think this will be a fan favourite, just for the sheer fun of it and the fact that it is celebrating the sluts everywhere. Apparently that's the quote that I read them saying, that this song is dedicated to sluts everywhere. So
yeah,
I kind of like that energy.
She's reclaiming it.
Why not? It's fun.
Exactly. It's fun.
But my God, I was not expecting the butts. That was
something. I said it. She knows her audience. She knows what she's doing. And she's been in the game for a while, I think. So she definitely knows what she's doing. I also read somewhere that she competed in Una Voce per San Marino last year. She didn't get through the auditions. So it's kind of funny that now she's going to Eurovision with like the biggest middle finger to, well, not to San Marino, but, to whoever didn't let her through to the live shows. So that's cool for her that she's going. I think you've talked about it a little bit now, but do we see this as a possible contender in Eurovision? Do we see this as a possible top 10 for Spain? What do you think?
I don't see it top 10, no. I think it's fun. I think it will be lucky to finish on the left-hand side of the leaderboard. I do see it more towards the right-hand side, more towards the middle of it. So, sort of 18th to 20th sort of situation. But that doesn't mean it's not good. That's the thing at the end of the day. It doesn't mean it's good. So if you've read some of our reviews about other national finals where we make these sort of guesses, because that's all it is. It's a guess. If we guess that something's going to non-qualify, or we guess that something's going to end up low, that's just based on how we perceive that the public and the juries may vote. And it doesn't mean the song's bad either. Good songs can not qualify, can finish last. It happens. But no, I do think this will be towards the lower side of the table. How about you?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's any winner potential. I don't think there's any potential for a top 10. And we've seen it. I'm going to go back to Gustav again. Gustav was arguably, obviously after May Muller, because she was on home soil, but Gustav was arguably the biggest party last year in the hall. Like, people in the arena were singing along. I saw videos from people who were filming inside the hall. The whole crowd was singing along. They were going wild, especially when Pussy came on stage. And I genuinely thought, also the reaction after Belgium qualified last year, like the whole crowd went nuts. I think Hannah even had to silence them so they could continue with the rest of the qualifiers. And then he still ended up only getting 50 something televote points. So being a hit in the hall doesn't necessarily translate to what people see on screen and the general public, because we as a Euro fandom, we're inside this bubble so much. We talk about this a lot, but we sort of forget that there's loads of other people watching who might not feel the same way. So yeah, I fear that she's not going to do particularly well. But like you said, that's doesn't mean that it's a bad song or a bad entry. It's still fun. If this is going to come up in, we went to Amsterdam last November to the Songfestival Feest. Before the concert started, they were playing all these past Eurovision entries. DJ was playing them. Some of those songs just made the public go wild, and I'm pretty sure that this is going to be one of those entries that when it's played, people are just going to be dancing and having fun. But yeah, this is obviously not a winner. But at the end of the day, you just never know with Eurovision. We all thought Ea was going to, kill the jury vote. Eventually, I think they barely managed to make the top 10 with the juries. They flopped with the televote. Who would have expected that? You did. Oh yeah, I remember you didn't really enjoy that song. Okay, but generally speaking, most of the fandom was a big fan of this song, and then it sort of flopped. So you never know. Even with a great performance, even with a good running order, you never know how the public's going to vote. You never know what the vibe is going to be at the night. If people want something fun, they'll vote for something fun. If people want something traditional, they'll vote for something traditional. And people's opinions change on a day-to-day basis, I think. So there's really no telling.
Yeah, but that's what makes it exciting as well at the same time. So that was our review of Nebulossa. I really enjoyed that. It's good vibes. I'm really excited to see that in Malmo. However, that's it. We will be back. We've got Malta, Ukraine, and more videos to come. So keep an eye out at neilpois.com. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram. So the blog is at Neilpois blog. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Neilpois.
I am on Twitter and Instagram at Paidatom Rehuya.
The finish stand is live and kicking. We will see you next time. Goodbye.